Hello guys and welcome to SteveKnows. It's time for our weekly news update, and there are some special things today that I think could be one of the greatest things to happen for VR gaming since 6DOF, and it could also bring a lot more people into VR gaming as well. We also have Meta buying a haptic company that we can speculate on, and of course we have loads of new games, and a $100 giveaway has just begun once again, and I'll link that down below in the description. So please enter that down below, subscribe to the channel. It's just such a small deed, but it means the world to me. But I think that is enough chin wagging. Let's get started. So it is that time of the year again, it's Q4. This is a period where we normally see rapid growth, rapid industry growth, which is always packed with new content, new hardware, including roadmaps around what's coming soon for virtual reality. The Zuck posted at the start of this week on his Facebook page saying, "See you at MetaConnect on October 11th. He was also wearing the Cambria headset, or as Zesty had captured the advertising company, the Quest Pro. This should be revealed and showcased, as he said on the Rogan podcast, and hopefully as well some other tech that I can't mention, but I do have some inklings about. It is sadly going to be a virtual event once more. It's not going to be in person, and this is going to be streamed on the Reality Labs Facebook page this time around. I will stream it on the channel as well, so please feel free to join me here. We can chat, we can hang out, and we can watch it together. It could also be just hype, but Bosworth recently did an AMA, and he said he tried something recently, he demoed something, and it was a career highlight.
Oh man, I had a demo this week that was not just the highlight of my year, it's probably one of the highlights of my career. And it's funny, I was just talking today to the product lead for it, and they felt the same way.
So the reason I've titled this as one of the greatest things to happen to VR is because of the recent announcement from the Flat to VR community. So they were showcasing a mod that automatically turns Unreal Engine titles into virtual reality experiences. So I'm just going to read out the tweaks. It explains what's going on perfectly. I couldn't have said it better myself. And it says, Prey Dog's Universal Unreal Engine VR Injector mod, bit of a mouthful. This is one of the most exciting things to happen in the VR modding scene, as it could mean virtual reality mods for hundreds of incredible AAA Unreal Engine games in full VR. I hope this is also going to include the Unreal Engine 5. I'm not sure what changes have occurred between 4 and 5, but lots of VR games are probably going to be using Unreal Engine 5 in the future, so I hope that to be the case as well, but we shall see. Master modder Preydog has been continuing work that the new Java man started by porting much of his RE Engine framework to Unreal Engine, even if the game doesn't have virtual reality plugins. The mod will feature full in-engine 6DOF movement, synced eye stereoscopic 3D, and a detached look from the weapons, and even more. Though this is designed to work universally with Unreal Engine 4 games, it's also a fantastic starting point for other modders to build off to add in full motion controls. There's no release date yet, but get ready for some very exciting times ahead of us for virtual reality modding. And a mod that turns our Unreal games into playable VR experiences. This has opened up the potential for a huge game library, so many more new games and loved franchises to be experienced in virtual reality because the developers haven't created a virtual reality add-on. And on this channel, I have always said that virtual reality should be an add-on to flat screen titles to promote adoption and excitement, and this could do just that if it works well. There is a link down below in the description highlighting all the potential Unreal Engine games that people want to play in virtual reality, as well as the modding community Discord. So Meta have bought up another VR company, which we can speculate on. So Meta just bought a haptic-based company in Berlin. It's a startup called Lofeld, who use wideband voice coil actuators to simulate haptic feedback, which, to put simply, is like using a speaker to create vibrations instead of a motor like we have in our controllers. This company did have a product called the Baselet, which I think if you watch Unbox Therapy you may have seen, which is a subwoofer wrist wearable, which could partly be the appeal for Meta because of their CTRL device, so the user can experience haptic feedback whilst grabbing the air. They'd also help people integrate haptics into their application, so this sort of experience and this product line could be what Meta need. Time will tell, and maybe we'll see more at the MetaConnect event this year, because CTRL, that was ages ago. That was like the first time the Quest dropped they started showcasing that stuff. I want to see more. because that's a real problem. Even when you're using hand tracking on the Quest controller, just kind of grabbing objects or moving things around, there's no feedback at all. There's no that little vibration, which is normally like an indicator that an action could be taking on something. We don't have that, and that wrist wearable could solve that problem. We also have more games coming soon as well. There's this new announcement for PrimalHunt. Phaser Lock Interactive, the devs that brought us Final Assault, brings us a new first-person shooter where you, of course, play as a hunter, and your prey are prehistoric dinosaurs, so you'll have packs of raptors, triceratops, and of course a 30-foot T-Rex. But they go over the top with these dinos. They start becoming these cybo dinos as they're equipped with technology and weaponry as you progress through the game. I hope we also get a real hunting experience where I can be tracking, there'll be some stealth, and of course some decent combat. Also, the sense of scale. These are dinosaurs after all, and virtual reality is great for that sense of presence and scale. I want to be looking up, staring at the drooling mouth of a T-Rex. This is expected to drop in 2023, though no word on an exact date or price. First Contact have also just revealed Firewall Ultra for the PlayStation VR 2, a headset that's not even out yet, and I was hoping to watch this trailer that they dropped to see some of the new mechanics that will be available for the PlayStation 5, and also some of the new visuals that the PS5 is going to be pumping out. But this was just the teaser, so the mechanics that were not exactly clear, but the visuals that they showed off were captured using the in-game engine, and it looks pretty good. As the studio has said, the game has had a complete overhaul since its predecessor. There's even going to be a new PvE experience, and apparently, I really love this actually, the eye tracking will allow you to swap weapons and also bring up HUD elements, which I think is super cool. So if you need a map and you gaze in the bottom left corner, it will bring up the map and pop up, allowing the VR experience to be completely noise free, so you're really immersed, but you have everything you need when you need it, which is a really nice way. I always thought eye tracking was just going to be used for kind of optimization, but using it this way I think is very innovative, and I think we'll see more of this. Time for some quick fire stories now, some things that are nice to know, but don't take too long to talk about. The legend himself, John Carmack, tweeted out this week saying the 120Hz experimental feature of the Quest 2 will be a default setting soon, so you won't need to enable the higher refresh rates if the game supports it in the experimental section. It'll just be default. So if the game can do 120, it's just going to push out 120. But although I still think people should be able to control this inside the Quest headset because it does affect battery life, more draws means more battery consumption. Some more games to highlight from the flat screen to VR community as well. They've been posting a lot this week with all the mods that they've been creating outside of that big announcement that I touched on earlier. There's Ghostwire Tokyo from Luke Ross. I do have a dedicated video on it, so please check that out if you're interested. It doesn't have motion control support, but my goodness, is it such a good experience in virtual reality. The art style, some of the action sequences just look so good in VR. There's also Gunfire that we've got Tease showing off motion control support with dual wielding. Such a fast-paced game with a great art style. I'm really excited for that one. There's also Saints Row, the latest Saints Row that recently got released, has also got a mod, but it is very early days, so the motion control support isn't fully supported yet. You can move your arm around and shoot with a gun, but you'll still have to use a controller or a keyboard for everything else. And I also saw on Bums' channel, the Team Beef channel, that they were playing Star Wars Jedi Outcast in virtual reality as well. A modification of the old retro one, not the modernized one that you may have seen on the channel before. So I'll leave a link to that modification because apparently it's available. You can enjoy this now down below in the description as well if you want to enjoy some classic Star Wars. So that's it from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. Please subscribe, join the giveaway down below, and hopefully I will see you next time. I do have a Half-Life 2 video coming as I got early access to the virtual reality game, and I'll be showing that off on the channel very, very soon. So happy gaming, guys. Good day!